Hey everybody, Jason Schneider here, and in this video I'm going to be answering the question, how long does it take to change a belief? Now, the interesting thing about belief change is that the actual belief change itself happens in a fraction of a second, right? It's the same thing with belief installation. Something happens and we just form a belief really, really quickly. And so the act of changing a belief, it's just the same thing. It just takes a fraction of a second to just flip the belief. So the question isn't whether or not it takes a long time to change a belief, but the question is more about finding an appropriate replacement belief and finding the right belief to change, right? Because beliefs occur within systems. So it's never just kind of like a free-floating belief all over by itself. There's always a rich and robust belief system, and that they support each other and they all support our experience. And so, there's a lot of people helping professions or people helping groups out there, I guess, where what they do is they focus on helping people change beliefs, which is super valuable, and it's a wonderful service to bring to the world. What I recommend to take that to the next level is once you have a tool to change beliefs, it's not necessarily to change the first unresourceful belief that you come across when exploring your own psychology or the psychology of someone else, but to continue to explore their or your inner world, to have a richer understanding of the belief system, of how that works, of what else is going on in there. Because what I suspect, and in my experience what happens, is that you tend to find that the first belief, the first unresourceful belief that someone comes and brings to you, while it's always valuable to shift and transform and replace unresourceful beliefs with beliefs that are more resourceful, the first one that someone presents to you or that you present to yourself may not be the most value for your time, if that makes sense. So if, again, the actual process of changing a belief just takes a fraction of a second, but the process of facilitating someone to get up to that split second might take a matter of minutes, it might take a matter of weeks. For some people it takes, it takes a really long time, like a couple of weeks. If you're really working with someone over a long-term period, because there might be other objections that come up in changing that belief. But if I change that belief then, and what that objection is it's another belief. It's a part of that belief system. And so what that means is if the belief isn't changing, quickly, it means that there's something else going on in their belief system that needs to be explored, acknowledged, and understood in this larger context. So there's a couple of lessons in here. Number one, that belief change takes a really, just a fraction of a second. That the buildup to changing a belief, sometimes why it takes longer, is that there's other beliefs in the system that could be conflicting or that could be locking that belief in place. And as a explorer of human consciousness, and I'm talking about exploring your own psychologics, but also the psychology of other people, to really put on that hat of explorer and get comfortable in the explorer hat before you put on the I've got to change something hat. Because the more you explore and the more you truly understand the system that's governing yours or somebody else's behavior, the more precise you can be in finding the one belief that will give you the most influence in the system. And that one belief probably isn't the first unresourceful one that you get, but it's probably somewhere in the exploration you'll come across something that's going to be a bigger leverage for change in this person's life than just the small shift of changing the things as they come up, right? And that's a trap that a lot of practitioners fall into in the beginning. Is the client gives them some sort of an output, they input that and they go, ooh, I can change that, and they try to change it right away. And I think that as time moves on and as you evolve and you become mature as an agent of change, as a change agent, as a facilitator of self-actualization or personal growth, that you become more comfortable with your explorer hat and just gathering information. And as things come up that you recognize, ooh, I can change that, you just take a little mental note and you go, okay, I had that belief I could change, I have that belief I can change, or that pattern doesn't seem like it's serving them very well, maybe I'll mention that later. And you just kind of take mental notes, or you take notes on a piece of paper as you continue to explore without getting sidetracked and chasing rabbits. And ultimately, as you continue to explore, hopefully you'll be able to find something that would be more precise and more effective to change. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you know anyone who could benefit from this information, please feel free to pass it along. If you want to get updated on this information, on my latest videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Questions and comments are always welcome. I do my best to answer them at least once a week, sometimes more frequently. And if you want more information on neurolinguistic programming, neurosemantics, coaching, and self-actualization, and how you can take your experience of those things to the next level, definitely check out my website at perceptionacademy.com. So stay tuned for the next video, and I look forward to connecting with you more deeply.